What's up guys, Bada Bing here. Turkey and Marui have finally got their act together and made a Glock 19 gas blowback pistol, a handgun that TM fans have wanted for years. I bought this one from Wolf Armouries and the link is in the description where you can buy your very own. So thanks for joining me, and if you're finding me for the very first time, welcome. Pour yourself a cup of coffee, take a seat, and let's do this. The Tokyo Marui Glock 19 was released to the world in October of this year, 2018. It joins Marui's family of G-series pistols, the 17, 18, 22, 26 and 34. Stunning presentation as per usual, they don't disappoint. The graphics are cool and they've plastered the specs of this pistol everywhere it seems. Within the box, along with the 19 and the 22 round magazine, are the usual accessories. The barrel plug, cleaning rod, dry fire pieces, sample BBs, and the manual. The Gen 3 19 is smaller than I remember. The slide has a matte black finish to it, while the frame appears to use the same ABS plastic that TM are known for, which is strange because the plastic that they used on their recent MTR16 seemed to have the look and feel of a nylon fibre polymer, so I thought that they actually enhanced the production quality of the plastics, but apparently not. The frame does have a kind of sheen to it, all before you've spent any time using it. It's odd that they've continued using the 3rd generation for their 19, it would have been nice to see something a bit more up to date. The grip texturing isn't overly grippy. It's like they took a photo of what the texturing looks like and printed a smooth copy. The front and rear checkering is in the typical Gen 3 arrangement, with a lanyard hole on the back piece. The slide is plastic, much to some people's disappointment. Myself, I love the performance that plastic slides deliver over metal slides. If you haven't seen my video on this subject, tap the card above to see why plastic is fantastic. Along with the Glock proof markings, we find updated features that were overlooked on previous TM Glock pistols, such as a separate ejector piece, and now it has a more realistic slide dimension. You may or may not know that airsoft Glock pistols have thicker slides than the real handgun that they are supposed to be portraying. This 19 has a slightly thinner slide, which should now work with 9mm Glock 19 holsters. The sights are the usual type, nothing worthy of mentioning, so let's move on. Holding the pistol will reveal a lightweight, not surprising, but even though it's made almost exclusively of plastic, there's no play or rattling of any kind, so don't think that just because it's constructed of inferior materials, it's not going to be well made. It's business as usual here. The functions are going to be plasticky as hell, and they are. While they are underwhelming, the running of the slide is smooth and precise. Its lighter weight will reveal a super snappy recoil. Being a Glock, there aren't many controls to analyze for their feedback. Still, the slide lock and release gives a ruggedly good feeling operation, although it doesn't give you a lot of surface area to manipulate. Equally pleasing results from the magazine button that locks them into place with a reassuring clunk. TM have a hidden safety catch located on the serial plate under the frame. Pushing towards the rear will engage this safety feature. Removing the slide and gazing into the chest cavity, there doesn't appear to be any obvious updates. The recoil spring/guide rod assembly features a single spring with a rubber recoil dampener, which I assume is an attempt to reduce shock to the operation, so this should take the edge off the usual crisp snap that TM pistols are known for. The front portion of the slide internals looks to be beefed up somewhat, and personally this provides some reassurance when using green gas in this pistol. As it goes with all modern TM pistols, the slide catch does not engage onto the plastic slide anymore. Instead, it meets up with the metal tab within the slide, a piece which by the way is replaceable, so as long as you keep an eye on it and replace when necessary, it'll continue to give you successful slide lock time after time. And as you can see, the slide lock tab is positioned roughly a millimeter or so away from the plastic notch on the slide. The hop-up adjustment can be accessed by locking the slide and using a thin tool to calibrate the wheel. It has an arrow showing you the direction of the adjustments. This pistol has the benefit of TM's larger bore cylinder, which produces the high kick characteristics that they advertise. The HK45 and USP9 that I have in my collection use this feature, and it gives you a phenomenal action for a plastic toy gun. Another reinforcement can be found on the magazine release button. The button itself is plastic, however it has its own metal insert that meets with the magazine, ensuring a durable connection. The magazine features more trademarks decorating the back, adding another layer of authenticity to it. Unfortunately, they are still using the 2 pins to secure the base plate instead of a screw. TM mags have been known to develop leaks from this point, and if you've ever taken it apart, you know the struggle when it comes to reassembling the damn things. When it comes to shooting this pistol, the first shot alone will tell you everything you need to know. Picture yourself fighting room to room, and as long as you're fulfilling your end of the bargain by lining up your sights, you're probably gonna win. Most of you may be aware that I love plastic slide handguns because of their ability to run fast. The Glock 19 is a monster. It has a delivery like a brick through a plate glass window. It's so fast and I love it. The sharp and direct cycle of the slide doesn't have much of a plasticky clack like the TM Glock 17 and 34. Each shot tracks so fast that with every pull of the trigger you can only feel an abrupt thump and it's time to pull the trigger again. The 15mm cylinder is a welcomed addition to this pistol, making it the monster that it is, in the same way my USP full size is. There's only a certain amount of gas that the magazine can store. Firing 1 each second, it has a shot count of roughly 45. This number can fluctuate depending on the temperature, amount of gas in the magazine, type of gas, and even the nozzle used to fill that gas. On normal conditions, it can quickly fire all 22 BBs with no problem, but just because it's made by legendary Tokyo Marui doesn't mean that it can actually do that all day, every day. Sometimes the Glock 19 mag just cannot go the distance, as well as other type gas blowbacks. The FPS using propane in .2s began at 272 and finished up at 249, losing 23 FPS overall. I didn't expect it to have a high FPS right from the get-go, but for it to score within the 270s really took me by surprise. But it doesn't bother me though. More FPS does not make an airsoft gun better, especially when we're talking about a pistol, and a compact pistol at that. Accuracy is about on par with most good pistols. The target at 20 meters is blasted with Jeff's Bio 3s, each shot producing a well-hopped flight path which cuts dead straight through the air. It's given me a good cluster of groupings. I'm more than happy with this. If I decide to keep it, I won't bother upgrading the barrel or the bucking, because it does just fine. The trigger performance isn't too bad. Typical Glock mushy take up to the steep wall of resistance, and as you pull back, you wade through 2 layers it seems, before coming to rest on the edge. Slide past it a hair, and you'll discover that break, which is very tactile. Returning forward a few shades, and the reset arrives with a healthy click. The arrangement can allow you to fire the pistol with exceptional speed. I assume aftermarket triggers for the TMG series handguns are compatible with this. The action of the pistol has the hallmarks of a race gun. Only thing slowing it down is the trigger. Or it might be me and my really poor trigger control. As well as the 2 Marui G19 mags that I also have 4 WE G17 magazines. These aren't direct copies of the TM version. The rubber gas seals are flat, whereas the TMs are curved to wrap around the nozzles. But do they work? Yes they do, but to an extent. Mechanically they are sound, locking into place and locking the slide just as good as the original, even giving good recoil sensation, but sometimes it doesn't finish a magazine on one charge of gas. It's like it's burning the candle at both ends. I'm determined to get these tuned to cycle as well as the Marui counterpart, because these WE mags are polymer and are less than half the weight of one metal mag. A belt kit full of these will weigh practically nothing. The Tokyo Marui Glock 19. It's a great representation of the most popular compact pistol. It's a well-made piece of kit that's finished with excellent trades. The controls are tactile, it's lightweight and compact, the speed and recoil is enjoyable, it has good accuracy out of the box, it has plenty of magazine support, its family of pistols have proven reliability. As it has a slimmer slide profile, real Glock 19 holsters can swallow it without chewing, and there's a plethora of aftermarket upgrades which would be compatible with this pistol. So what's the bad news? Number 1, I should mention that the plastic build of this handgun will be a complete turn-off for some people. No matter how good the performance may be, some just want it to be the most uncompromisingly realistic toy gun. Fair enough, I suppose. Can't blame them for that. The design of the pistol itself may not be suitable for people with large hands. The magazine capacity, both BBs and gas, it's not very high, although there are plenty of higher capacity choices available. The FPS is on the slower side, so that may be considered a negative by some. Spare parts are not as widely available as aftermarket upgrades. At the time of filming, there are no metal slide kits specifically for this model, although you can pretty much guarantee we'll see them soon. And finally, I'll mention that this, and every other TM pistol, is recommended to be used on 144A gas. So using green gas can lead to breakages down the road, although I've never ever broken one using propane. It is at your own risk. I've used various Glock 19s in the past, KWA, VFC, WE, and they were all good in their own right. The last one I owned was the VFC Glock 19, before Umarex granted them the official license. Along with the excellent externals, it performed moderately well. On Garda black gas it ran like a train, until it developed faults a few months later. None of those brands gave me the same kind of snap in the hand like this one. Well, not using the same gas anyway. The TM G series handguns have been out for years, so the platform has had time to mature. It inherits those generational improvements, while picking up a few of its own along the way, making their Glock 19 the best it can be. Knowing what I know now, I would choose this Glock 19 over every other TM Glock. Despite the fact that I find the grip a little stubby to hold on to, I feel it's the best one that they've made up to this point. To be honest with you, I didn't really get the hype of the 19. I always favoured the 17, thinking that it was the perfect size, and any smaller would somehow conjure inadequacies. The more time I've spent with the 19 over the past few weeks producing this video, I've totally realised why this is as popular as it is. Easily concealable compact frame, coupled with immense amount of magazine compatibility, its upgradability, and simplicity that grants it immeasurable potential. A very small pistol can cast a very large shadow. What do you guys think about TM's latest G19? Love it? Hate it? Let me know down below. Thanks for watching the video, my friends. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you did, hit the like, and if you haven't already done so, subscribe and be notified when the next video goes live. For regular updates, you can find me on Facebook and Instagram. So until next time, take care of yourselves, and I'll catch you in a bit.